and discreet. She was light on her feet. We went up to her room and she lowered the boom. Last night, thinking about last night. Last night, thinking about last night. Down below, they danced and sang in the street. While up above the walls was steaming with heat. Last night, thinking about last night. Last night, thinking about last night. I was feeling no pain, feeling good in my brain. I looked.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Town of Munster Show here on WJOB 1230 AM and 104.7 FM. And we are here at the WJOB studios, and I have some guests here this morning. I'm always excited to say that. Many, many years ago, Councilman Simonetto and I used to do the show, and we didn't have any guests. It was just the two of us. And anyway, my name is David Nellens, and I'm the councilman from the 4th Ward, Town of Munster, and I'm pretty much the host of the show here during this tenure. And we like to have different folks come in. And this morning I have Lieutenant Broman, who's with us today, and
Hello.
we have Tom Soroka and Tony Labitz.
Good morning, beautiful people.
And we are going to be talking about VIPs, Volunteers in Police Service. And at first I want to kind of cover a couple things. The last council meeting, which was last Thursday, because of Labor Day being on Monday, we kind of move a few things around. And we had some discussions about the proclamation of the Constitution Week, which is September 17th. We had that proclamation read and agreed upon by the council. We also had an amendment to the salary ordinance. It was the second reading, and it was voted on the second reading to go ahead and approve 2 additional positions in the town manager's office. We're going to be adding a assistant town manager. We're going to be adding someone to oversee personnel issues, and also someone to be busy with and helping us with redevelopment and development here in town. We want to bring some additional businesses to town. We want to help the businesses to be able to function and to be successful. We've had the cruise on Ridge Road, where we're showcasing the smaller businesses and the larger businesses that we have here in town. So we want to make sure that those things are being addressed, and that we have the opportunity for folks to be able to develop here in the town of Munster. I'm going to start off here with, we have a Crime Watch meeting coming up here, and that's September 25th.
Yes.
And Lieutenant Broman, if you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, this time around, we have our crime suppression unit who will be speaking. Several officers that just tackle different problems in the town, and they're going to be speaking about the different activities that they do. I believe it's at 6:30
at the Munster Town Hall.
Correct. Main meeting room.
Main meeting room. And I think it says here there's going to be some door prizes.
Yep. Sergeant Greist always has a little something extra. He enjoys when people come out, and he usually gets a pretty good turnout for our meetings.
And it's set up for about 1 hour.
Correct.
That's kind of the target.
Yep. They have enough to talk about, and between that and people's questions, we easily fill an hour.
And those that are involved in the program don't run off right away, so if you want to ask some questions afterwards, you don't have to ask them during the meeting per se.
Correct. Sergeant Grice goes through just crime stats for that quarter. Then we have our presentation, and then we are there, officers-wise. We have our code enforcement there. Anybody has any questions, we always stick around to answer anything.
Yes, that's always and it's a good opportunity. I like to go. I like to specifically go, my wife and I, and listen to what the residents have to say. Listen to what the questions are, the concerns, and it's always a good time. It's like I said, the time goes by fast, and there's always something to learn. The crime suppression unit.
Yes.
Short snippet on what they do?
Basically, it depends on what kind of instances we're having in town. If we had a rise in vehicle thefts, they will try to target areas where people may be trying to steal vehicles. If it's something else, if there's some drugs happening, drug sales, something else that's going on, they will try to target that area. It's basically a unit that works with one sergeant as well, and they try to just supplement the regular officers and by attacking specific areas if there's a problem.
All right, certainly. And the fact that we're having a few more officers on the force, we can now start to do some of these outreach
Correct.
items and keep things going. All right, well, our main focus today was going to be the VIPs. And we have Tony and we have Tom here with us. And I kind of want to start about, first of all, how do you become a VIPs? And Lieutenant, you can help with that.
It's a relatively simple process. We just need you to come in. If you have interest, there's a simple application to fill out, which we keep in our records division. They'll hand you one. You fill it out. We run a simple background check. We do require a simple medical check on your end just to make sure that you're able to help us out. And then we have a 5-6 week training that we get together and have the group of people who are interested, and we go over the different duties, different responsibilities, and explain exactly why we do the things, how we do the different things, and we work with getting them acclimated to driving. We make sure that they know who they need to reach out to if they do run into a problem or if they find something that is out of the ordinary. There's a lot that they can help us with, but in the end, it's a simple process. It's as long as you have a pretty clean background. We're looking for Munster residents. We'll be taking applications later on this year. You can come in anytime and fill one out. But if you're interested, please come fill one out, and we can go from there.
And certainly, I've been a member of VIPS, participant here for a number of years, and I do enjoy it. I was teamed up with Tony, and I'll tell you, I had to run a lot to keep up with him. So, Tony, Tom, maybe we'll start off a little bit with, what things do you get involved with? Tony, you had a list.
VIPS is a volunteer and police service. It is a program that assists the Munster Police Department wherever we can. We do traffic control, vacation checks, funeral escorts, and assist at the 4th of July parade, National Night Out, and pilgrimage. We also patrol the school parking lots and try to help people who get stranded, run out of gas or whatever, and we try to get a hold of somebody to give them a help. I believe it's a privilege and honor working with the police department, especially this year with all the street closings. And we receive excellent training and frequent updating in department changes.
Tom, would you like to add to that? I know there's a number of things that...
Well, when it comes to one of the key things we do, we're there to assist the officers in non-enforcement duties. And the idea behind that was what can be done for the officers is that the more mundane activities that don't involve law enforcement at all, that can be switched over to us. So we can handle those things, things Tony described are things that the officers would have to do otherwise.
Sure.
But now it can be given to us to do, and basically we're there to do non-law enforcement duties.
Now, I know sometimes if there's an accident and things get straightened out and everything is set up, but they're still waiting maybe for another tow or something to go on, that you'll have, if there's a VIPS available, to bring a squad over there with lights on.
Right, we have equipment. We have our own cars that have radios. We're connected to the central dispatch, so we know what's going on all the time. And it's also equipped with safety lights and such. So, yeah, one of the more useful things I think that the officers appreciate that I've found is when they're at an accident scene, they take care of all the particulars, and then everything's done, but you're still waiting for a tow truck, and sometimes if it's busy, it might be a half hour or an hour before a tow truck can get it there. So we can do the sitting and waiting, and they can go back to work. That's a big advantage to them.
Certainly get their reports, get things moving along.
Yeah, that's what we look for, too, is because basically they're assisting us. Not only are they an extra set of eyes and ears when they're going around doing vacation checks or, like you said, with a crash, it's simply freeing us up just in case we get another emergency call where we can leave and we don't have to stay on scene the whole time.
Now, when we talk about vacation checks, how does someone sign up to have a vacation check on their home?
Oh, they could stop in the police station. There's a form to fill out. You just list the dates and times that you're going to be gone. Relative information, like if you have a person watching your house or a neighbor or somebody who has a key in case there is a problem. And then we put it on our vacation watch list, and it's put out there so when the VIPs come in, they can go through. They go by the houses, just double check, make sure things are looking okay, and if they notice something out of the ordinary, then we try to get a hold of the homeowner or whoever's in charge of their house at that point and let them know there's an issue.
Now, Tom, you were talking about that a little earlier about the vacation checks.
Yes, our duty is to go there to check all the security, the doors, windows, make sure everything looks normal. Usually it does. I've had a couple instances over the years where I'll grab a doorknob to a side door in a garage and it opens up, and that's a problem because often with the attached garages, you can you can usually get in the home from a side door in the garage. And so at that point, when that happens, we call an officer. The officer checks out the situation, and I've never had anybody leave a front door open. But in the rush, I suppose that's the easy thing to forget is a side door in a garage.
Or they didn't leave a plate of cookies on the front steps.
No, we don't go in the houses. Okay,
Right.
That's the standard. You don't go in the house. You call an officer if there's something like that, and they handle those issues.
Yeah, we don't want the VIPs doing anything outside of anything would put them in harm's way.
Of
So
course.
most of the time it is just a simple, oops, we forgot to lock a door, but just in case there is a problem, we don't want anything to happen to them. They're not equipped to deal with some of the situations that we're equipped to deal with.
Now, Tony, you were talking about the pilgrimage.
Yes. We do this pilgrimage every year. It was a little different this year because with all them closures. But sometimes we get up to 5,000-10,000 people coming in. And that's a lot of work, and that's a lot of closures, and the people have to get through the streets, and they have to go around. But it's a great event. It really makes your heart warm to see all these people come and do their faith.
Now, they stop in Munster at the monastery,
Yes,
correct?
they do.
And we've got police patrol there, also crossing the pilgrimage where they cross any main streets.
Yes, that's where the police officers and the VIPs work together. We even work with Hammond's EMA because they come through Hammond as well. They're walking from Chicago. They stop overnight in Munster. They leave early on Sunday. We get them out down to Main Street, and they head over to Maryville. So it's a long walk, and it's a lot of people, but we've been doing it for years and assisting, and we have really, knock on wood, had no issues.
It was really crowded this year too.
A lot of folks.
A lot of them.
Sometimes the residents in town maybe complain that, well, they throw trash on the street and curb and this and that. And I've got a suggestion that if you want to put a garbage can out by the street, they will use it. I've seen it at my mother-in-law's house. I mean, they got water bottles and this and that. They're not going to necessarily carry an empty water bottle for a long period. But if you have a garbage can out there, I've seen them put stuff in it.
Oh, yes, for sure. There's always there's different people who have put out different garbage cans, other things, and people are able to throw it in there. You're always going to have somebody who litters, and we try to make sure if we see something that's not occurring. But it's difficult when you're trying to do the traffic to monitor that as well. But most of the people in the procession are very respectful, and we have no issues.
The only complaint I had is the Jewel runs out of ice cream.
Now, they usually sell, they've got some food up there on the grounds of the monastery that they sell dinners, is it, Tony?
Yes, you can have one there too.
And they do have ice cream. I've taken my granddaughter up there and want her to kind of experience all the people and everything. They've got tents all over that property.
Sure do. And they got a lot of water because they need it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Tom, with respect to the VIPs, what is it that you like about it? What do you glean from it?
Couple of things. When I retired after a few years, I decided, hey, I want something more to do. And I didn't want to stock shelves somewhere. And I saw this opportunity advertised for this this unit within the police department. I thought, well, this is different. So I applied, and it certainly is different. I mean, I've gotten that from this experience. My career had nothing to do with law enforcement. So this is a real educational opportunity for anybody who wants to get involved in it. It's quite a unique to learn about the police department. You learn about different other parts of the town. So to me, that's really been worthwhile. And it's, as a volunteer, it's very easy to do. We've had volunteers who are in college all the way up to people like Tony and I, and it's very flexible. So if you're looking for something unique to do, really different to do, that you've never done before, this is an excellent opportunity, and it's very flexible from a standpoint of hours. We can essentially make our own hours. So from that standpoint, it's really been something, as well as the service. You're doing a real good, you're doing a real service for the town. And those are the things that really stand out. It's a good opportunity for people. They should take advantage of it.
And you learn, as you say, you learn some things. There's some classes that are set up at the beginning. And I know I was kidding, but I rode with Tony for a number of years. And, of course, he's a good guide, and Tom has always been involved with things and helping out. So now we've got something coming up here, the Veterans Ride.
Yes, that's coming up September 28th. Starts at 11:30, leaves Wicker Park. We'll go westbound on Ridge and then south on Calumet to 30, and then we'll make its way through Lake County and back to Wicker Park. We have a lot of different roads that we have to block off. Our VIPs are essential in helping with that. I usually try to have our reserve officers out. The Munster Fire Department takes a large chunk of the roads as well to help block it off, just so that we can make sure that we get the motorcycles through safely and, let them have their ride to raise money for a good cause.
Because it runs about a half hour-ish.
Usually right around there. It depends on how many bikes. So it sort of is dependent on weather, because a lot of them will sign up prior to, some sign up later on. But if it's a nice weather day, you'll have 1,500 bikes out there, no problem.
And the main thing is, do not cross the road that they're on. If they're on Ridge Road or Calumet, it might look like you've got a gap and you can get through, but they come on pretty fast.
Correct, yes. It is an inconvenience, and we know that. It's just one of the things that we have to deal with. It's for a relatively short time. We try to make sure that everyone's aware that it's occurring. They usually have signs up prior to, and we always want people just to be safe. I mean, it is inconvenient, but overall, it's a good cause, and it's something that is a easy thing. And if you've never watched it, it's actually kind of interesting to see that many people come out for it.
It really is. At this point, I want to say that you are listening to the Town of Munster Show here on WJOB 1230 AM and 104.7 FM, and I believe we're also on Facebook and streamed, and Jim's Delo's got all these things going. So I just wanted to remind everybody that my name is David Nellens. I have Lieutenant Brohlman here with us. I have Tom Soroka with us and Tony Labbits. And we're talking about VIPs. And we're just finishing up with the Veterans Ride. That's been going on for quite a few years now.
Yes, I'm not even sure. I think maybe 25 years. It might be, this is the 25th, I think. I would have to
But it's been a
double-check
number
that.
of years. It's been
It's
quite
been a
some
long time.
So
I've helped with it since I was a road sergeant and an officer before that, et cetera. So it's been going on for a long time.
Mr. Tony, what do you like about the VIPs?
The main thing I like is to meet a lot of Munster residents who are trying to do their part too and keep this town going, because this town is going forward because of the residents with the help of the police department, fire department.
Help make everything safe in that. Tom, you've made, you're certainly involved with the VIPs, and we've talked about some of the opportunities, but what do you specifically like about it?
Well, like I said before, a unique opportunity, flexibility, and the service piece of it too. I didn't see any point in being retired and just doing it. Just I was looking around, and there was just things that were not really interesting, and this really is something where you're doing a couple of things. It's a great service opportunity. I never was really involved in the town at all my working years, and that, when you're working, it's really tough to do anything additional. So this was an opportunity for me to get to know the town better.
Mm-hmm.
We've lived here 35 years, but I've learned more about the town in the 8 years I've been with VIPs than I knew in the previous years, really. So it's a good opportunity for somebody looking for something unique to do.
And now you get to drive vehicles. You like the vehicles that have lights. 'Cause I think when you do the funeral escorts and that, you've got lights on.
The vehicles are fully equipped with lights, sirens, computer. Like I said before, you're in contact. You hear the activity that's going on with the officers and the central dispatch, so you're aware of everything that's going on. And it's not often that we maybe use the equipment in the car, but sometimes it's really necessary, obviously, with a funeral escort. Other times when there's an accident, you're going to need that equipment. If you're coming up to an accident where there's issues, lots of cars, it's crowded, you may need to use that. Obviously you use the lights, and sometimes you might even have to use a siren to manage your way into a position where the officers want you to be so that you can help out in dealing with traffic control. So yeah, all that equipment in the cars are all essential to safety issues, basically.
Mm-hmm. And again, there's training that goes with this, and I know I had to go through the driver's test to make sure that I could handle the vehicle.
Yes, and depending on what level, we have 3 levels of VIPs. We have level 1 where you just want to maybe help out in the office. Level 2 is where you're going out in the field, but you're not driving. Level 3 is where you're driving, you're doing everything. We try to train everyone, so we run them through a driving test as well, just to make sure, because it's a little different than driving your personal car, because you do hear the radio. You might be hearing someone calling for something, asking for things, and sometimes people become distracted. This just makes sure that they're able to handle it. Sometimes the vehicles are bigger than maybe it's just a normal SUV, but sometimes if somebody's used to driving a car and now they're driving an SUV, it may throw them off a little bit. So we try to train them up to where they can
Be
do the job
comfortable
without, and be comfortable. Exactly. We're hoping Sergeant Grice is taking over the unit here just recently. He took it over, but we're hoping to get some more trainings going and get some more in-service trainings so that we can continue. They're out there helping us with, if somebody has a 5K run, I usually reach out to the VIPs to come and help. And if there's any kind of event, we had Cruise in the Ridge, and we had a couple of VIPs out for that. We've had, anytime there's an event going on where officers have to close roads or monitor areas, we always ask the VIPs to come out and help, and we're very appreciative and thankful that they're there and can assist us and take some of the load off of us.
Absolutely. It allows the department to be more efficient.
Correct.
And we have the VIPs located someplace that's safe, secure. If there's some sort of action going on, per se, real heavy police action, we have the VIPs not present in that area.
Correct. I mean, if there was an active scene or something and there was VIPs out and we needed somewhere blocked off, they would be at the outside perimeter just making sure that people were not going into a specific area. We haven't had to worry about that recently or had any issues with that, so hopefully that continues along that route.
Absolutely. And Tony, how would you kind of sum up your experience with VIPs and involvement?
I think it's an honor and a privilege working with a great bunch of police departments like this. We're the best, and we try to do the best. Thank you for this program, Munster Police Department.
And Tom?
It's a great way to serve, and you're going to learn things you never knew before about how the operation of a police department. So I'm 8 years in this. I'm still very interested. You're learning every day. Every situation is unique. There's no one situation that's repeated, and it gives you a real sense of the value of police, and every day is a different day.
And the community, it gives you a different way to look at it from that. Lieutenant, kind of want to sum things up here a little bit?
Yeah, we enjoy having them there. We enjoy working with them. As Tom would say, it's something new. It's just like police work. There's something new every day. You have some of the same instances and some of the same calls, but there's always a little difference in ways things are handled. So if you're interested, come fill out an application. We do have a Citizens Police Academy coming up at the end of this month, which is a little bit different than the VIPs. We're collecting applications till this Friday, but it can really lead right into the VIPs. If you come in, learn about the police department at the Citizens Police Academy, that's going to be starting at the end of the month, I think September 24th. But it'll lead right into our next group of VIPs. So if you have interest, come out. If you're a Munster resident, do the Citizens Police Academy, and then we can hopefully get you in as a VIP and go from there.
Absolutely. Check that out. And again, I want to remind the folks about the Crime Watch meeting coming up here September 25th. And we talked about the Veterans Ride here on September 28th. And we did talk a little bit about, we've got the Parks Department has a lot of things going on. And this Saturday, they're having Cash for Clutter. And that takes place there on the parking lot by the Munster Pool.
Correct.
And there's a lot of folks that come out there. So instead of having to go around to a lot of different houses for garage sales, you can just go to one big sale and back your car up and load it up. There's all kinds of things there to look at and see. So it saves you a lot of running around town, and it gives you that opportunity. Well, I certainly want to say, fellas, I really appreciate you coming out and being here on the show and showcasing the VIPs and encouraging folks in the community. Come check it out. Ask questions. Come to the Crime Watch meeting and find out what VIPs is all about and get an application and turn that in. And the Citizens Academy to see what's going on there also. So,
Yep.
Again,
Thanks for having us.
we're glad to have you. Thank you very much. And this is the Town of Munster Show, and we appreciate everyone listening, and we appreciate you fellas being here. Have a great day now.
Thanks.
Thank you.